I thought this is an opportunity to narrate the story of Gieom and celebrate the story of Gieom. Some of you know parts of it, maybe not everything. It actually started with a phone call. I used to work in Johannesburg as part of the City Group. One day I got a call from a good friend and the senior country officer of Citibank, who had left Citi at that time. That was Andrew Hollick. Andrew called to say he has moved out of Citi. He is the country head of a company called Nimbus, and the intention of the call was to invite me for a conference. And the way I reacted, Andrew realized that I'm not going to come for the event. He's a sharpshooter. He said, John, this is not happening in any of those boring hotels. It's happening in Kyalami Racecourse. Kyalami Racecourse is the best racecourse in South Africa. He also said, here is an opportunity for you to take a drive in a sports car with a racecourse driver at a speed that you have never experienced before. I showed up that Saturday morning. I was there. I didn't even think why I was going. It was all this. I went there, I saw my name, I made sure that my name is in the list, but it was way down. I was just walking around there. I see one man standing there explaining something on a large screen. A lot of people standing around, and that was Mark Cotgrove, the co-founder of Nimbus UK. Mark was explaining the concept of business process documentation. I started listening to this concept. Very soon I got an interest in that. After some time, it was only Mark and me talking, and all others had gone for lunch and everything. It was love at first sight to the concept of business process documentation. I looked at Mark, I then looked at Andrew, I realized I missed the speed ride. It was late. But no regrets. That was the start of my entrepreneurial journey. Fast forward, came back to India, established the Nimbus India. Got the concept of building a car with the Nimbus engine and a body around it. Established Nimbus India as a franchisee of Nimbus London. Started evangelizing this concept in the market. Talked to everybody that I knew in my professional life about this beautiful car that we are bringing to the market, and we said, this is the best thing that's happening in the world. Everybody liked it, but nobody was biting it. Bhavana was the first to believe in this story. She said, I will come and join Nimbus. She came, we too started the next step of the journey. We got introduced to Professor Krishna Sundar at Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Professor said, this seems to be interesting, let me flush it out a lot more. With his help and a lot more academicians at that time, we coined the term Gieom, which is the Graphical Intelligent Electronic Operations Management. The name was coined, but software was not ready. Then we started looking for people who can write the code. We met Karthik. Karthik was the first to believe that we can build a software. Suman came very soon after that. We started working on the software. Then we wanted a name for it. This was the first logo of Gieom, built by none other than Karthik. Karthik put together this logo. And see that connect that we put for the M. We still hold that connect with our customers. We started taking this small little beautiful car to the market. We started showing everyone, every bank in this country, we went and said, look, this is the best car, you should buy it. Not even a single meeting we came out saying that the car is not good. Everyone said, show me another car that is growing the market. Show me that reference customer. Time was going. There was no reference customer. Frustration was coming in. We didn't know what we were doing at that time. Then came another phone call. This was from John Michel Felix from Mauritius Commercial Bank. I didn't know this person. He called and said, we got to know about you from Jamil Hassan, who was my colleague before. And he said, I heard a lot about Gieom. can you come to Mauritius and display and demonstrate this product to my team in Mauritius? That was a very difficult call at that time, with 100 rejections already. Now trying to take a flight to Mauritius and spending some more time, I thought 10 times. Landed one particular morning in Mauritius, didn't book my hotel room, because I was sure there's a return flight same evening. I was there, spent 2 hours, we came back with an order letter, which was our offer letter printed and John Mitchell writing on it saying, we confirm the order for Gieom. That was the real birth of Gieom. Let's celebrate that memories. Many of you were there when we did this. Came back to Bangalore, told the team, we have the first customer. That was an experience in that small little office that you remember, the garage. We said we should make this a reference customer. We went on to build it. We made that customer live in record time. Look at the happiness of Karthik, jumping from the plane, making that customer live. Karthik, this picture went viral in Gieom. We said, yes, there is business for Gieom.
We love you, Karthik!
Hey, Karthik! That's our birth. That's our real birth. After that, John Mitchell became our evangelist. He started talking to every bank in the world that, look, Gieom is there, that's the product. We kept on adding. Every possible African country, people started traveling. We kept on adding customers. Life was quite nice. One evening, late evening, I get a call. Again another call. This time it was Mark Codgrove, the co-founder of Nimbus. He called to say, look, Nimbus is getting acquired by a large company. Because we are getting acquired by a large company, you need to shut down your franchisee today night. Today night. I said, I sell a car in the market with your engine. What do we do? He said, believe in us. Just believe in us. Something will be done. I talked to whoever was in the company at that time and we gave that letter that Nimbus franchisee will be shut down in the middle of the night. Fast forward, a couple of days later, we realized Nimbus was acquired by TIBCO. And the realization also has set in by then that we have a car without an engine. So we were positioning this car and we have no engine. We went back to the drawing board. Bhavana was the one who jumped onto it and said, let's build our own engine. Let's not have any dependencies anymore. We looked around, found the best technology at that time. Microsoft Silverlight. I'm sure you're all laughing because of a good reason. We came up with a beautiful car, the blue car. We said we are changing our logo. We got a new car. We have our own engine. Beautiful blue car. Blueprint was celebrating this car. We took this to the market. We were showing that we were so proud of this car. Customers kept on adding. The life was good. But this happiness didn't stay long. In 5 months, we got another call, this time from Microsoft, announcing that we are sunsetting Silverlight. Oh no. Crisis number 3. We went back to the BP team and said, we have done this before, we do this again. We got a new team together, we reconstructed our software again. With this time we said, no dependency on single software, we will do open architecture. We came up with our software, you all remember that journey. The days where we were showing the blue car and trying to build an engine. 6-8 months, we got that car to market. That car again started selling in Middle East and Africa. Then there was an event that happened in Dubai. Shakir and I was there. We were at the Temenos event. We were asked to do this innovation event. We were asked to pitch the great software we have built. We were doing that. We got selected for the annual event of Temenos somewhere in Europe. We were there. While we were walking through that, we meet our good friend John Mitchell Felix. As he is known in the industry as JMF, he walks to us and said, you know what, this software that we have built together, he's part of our family now, we should show this to Temenos. They will need something like this. He says, I'll introduce to you a man called Dale Thomas. He's the man who will take a decision. Dale was sitting there and drawing something. Shakira and I go there and talk about the great invention of Gieom and all that. He got some interest, then he said, let's talk. 1 year of discussions, demonstrations, engagements, Shrudi's number of trips to Chennai, all the stories now in the history. Next year, when the next Temenos event happened, Dale went up the stage, showed this napkin and said, I was drawing in this napkin something a year back. These people from Gieom came and showed the software. Today, a year later, we are announcing Temenos is white labeling Blueprint and taking to the market under the name PLC Engine. That was a breakthrough for our story. This is Dale Thomas. He's not able to come here today because he's doing 8.5 marathons, 777 kilometers through London or through UK. 777 kilometers, the man is working for a charitable organization. That is Dale for us. He's on our advisory board. The story continued. We went ahead and celebrated our 50th customer. You remember the trip to Sri Lanka? We went to Sri Lanka, we celebrated our 50th customer. Then we realized while we were in Sri Lanka, we took one decision. We are a single product company. Let's add more products to the family. We formed a team to work on digital controls, how to bring controls into our operations. And the another team, they were lucky, they got selected for an innovation challenge. The briefing for that challenge was to build a OCR engine or a KYC engine. They went ahead and built that. At that time, we had no idea why we were doing that. We were just doing it because we were selling our car in the market. Fast forward, we won the NASSCOM League of 10 award for the video KYC engine. That was somewhere in 2018. We celebrated that, but we didn't know why we were celebrating it because it was no use for that at that time. Very soon we realized it's pandemic. Pandemic has come. We as a company used to implement Blueprint by flying to different parts of the world. And now we cannot fly. We just realized that our projects had to be executed sitting in our homes. Then one decision we took 10 years back, not to buy desktops in the company, came very handy. We only had laptops. Overnight, we started working from home. Microsoft Teams became our office. We started doing work and we said, we have a great asset with us. That is our KYC. Let's bring that to life. Reserve Bank of India that time released the guidelines for video KYC. Fast forward, we said, now we have a next logo because we are changing to the next league. We got multiple products today. We are now different. We are not a single product company. We started giving the names. Blueprint, earlier we used to say Gieom. Now we started telling Gieom, Blueprint. Then we said Blueprint, digital controls, then validator. This BU, validator, pulled us through the pandemic. Thank you guys. You really pulled us through that couple of years. When we test, one big thing. Pandemic taught banking industry one big lesson. That's the lesson of resilience. Basel, the mother of all regulations, came up with the resilience guideline. We realized that we have every component in place to address that requirement. We went back to Professor Krishna Sundar. He said, Professor, this is an opportunity in front of us. We need to do fundamental research here. We have to be ahead of the curve. With his help and our connect, we put a team of 6 bankers, Japan to London to Hong Kong. We came together. Every Saturday, me and Vinod used to spend an hour or more than that talking to these people. How do we put a framework together? While that was happening, We celebrated our 100th customer. That is Dale Thomas standing there. So now we have the 100th customer. The time it took to the 50 and time to take 100, it was half or less than half. We started telling this world the story of Operation Resilience. The RC team was formed, Risk Central team was formed. We started going back to the drawing board and said, we have some amazing assets with us. We have a blueprint, we have Risk Central, and the world had started talking about Gen AI. We called upon Ajaz and said, set up Gieom Labs. He went to God's own country. That's where he's coming from. And he formed the Gieom Labs in Kochi. This team has given birth to Magpie, the Magpie that lit the light. So that's the birth of Magpie. Then we added three things together. The blueprint, the Risk Central, the Magpie, and we said we are addressing a big, big opportunity called the DORA 360.ai. That's the big story. This is the time we got introduced to Accelerate. They believed in our story. Multiple conversation, multiple discussions where the future is going to be. And you all remember this picture. We becoming part of the large Accelerate family. Give a big hand of applause to this particular event. We have celebrated this. Today, standing here in front of all of you, I'm seeing this beautiful modern car. This beautiful modern car is on a racetrack. It has got the best engine, that is you. You are the engine of this car. And we are the fuel from Accelerate. Let us accelerate to the future. Fasten your seatbelts, enjoy the speed. Thank you very much.